Yes, I am celebrating my birthday, but I'm not telling you which one. Thank you. I'm going to read from my new collection, Six White Horses. I did have a career as an O'Connor scholar, and I still do, but I have been publishing poetry all along, waiting for retirement, and it came. So the first poem I'm going to read is called Antics. Antics. I wonder who told the first joke, got the first big laugh. Who knew what a laugh even was? Was it contagious? A poke in the ribs of the next man and so on around the fire? Get it? Get it? Do you get it? Who decides what is amusing, silly, or downright hilarious? Who sets the tone? Who was the first to use a joke to begin a sermon, to win some votes and be the center of everything, at least for a while? Who was the first to use a laugh to shame, to bully, to win first place in the line? Who knew how to arouse a crowd, to circle a pariah only to say at last, I was only joking, just being silly, playing, meant nothing, no offense? Who invented irony, the inside joke, the secret verbal handshake for those in the know? Oh, you know. Turning laughter on its head, coins falling from pockets, clunkety clunk clunk on the floor. A sad spectacle. Who was the prophet, that wrinkled old sod who came on when summoned, though crotchety, reluctant to speak, who nonetheless caused the smug to smile, the ravenous chorus to grasp the king's crimes long before the king himself had a clue? Now I'm going to read you a kind of rough one. This is, I've long been a single woman, and this poem was published in the Georgia Review. I was pleased and somewhat shocked. I'll just read the poem. I have a little sip here. This one takes a little effort. It's called Ak, the shadow of the spinster. God, it's a body cast, permanent, an unbreakable chrysalis, inescapable. It's the damned old maid card on the floor of the attic. It's withered organs, shatterproof glass. It's words we can't use, like orgasm, ass. It's the dead-end street, ye old unplowed field. All burnt out summer, no fucking yield. No perpendiculars drawn on the family tree. No lines at all. That old lady smell. The nephews intone, scratching their privates, biding their time, watching their watches, or fondling a phone. It's progeny privilege, the secret handshake. She can't have no children. She just simply can't. She's a doorstop, a spinster, a sister, an aunt. She's a trillium erectum pressed dead and flat in the book that still marks all our couplings, our deaths, the past in our midst as rank as her breath when she flatlines, incinerates into ashy white death. She's impeccably pure, released into history, or not. Some of you can relate. Okay, I'm going to read one now called The Whens. W-H-E-N-S. Whens, okay. It's called The Whens. When the deaths reach 10,000, we tuck in our weapons. We cease to shout. When the water evaporates, the empty cistern cracks in the heat. A sudden cleavage, dry from dry, leaving nowhere to catch the rain. Nowhere. When the grass begins to green, we gather the lambs and look them in the eye. marking one of them for the altar. When the talk stops, we know it's 20 before or 20 after. When we decide to nap, the noise begins. Nothing we can sing to or scan, frightening us maybe to death. When the power fails, we light a lantern or just sit in the dark, the heart's cupboard bare, the clock stopped or just pretending to stop, forcing us to sit still and listen. When the little snake dies, we toss its limp length into the woods or bury it and say we're sorry for its role in the drama which some time ago we wrote. We pretend to sleep, instead considering all that did and did not happen. When we find what we are looking for, we hold it. After a while, we relax our grip. We cannot explain how it is that when the guest arrives, all the joy runs out of the bowl, lickety-split. How it is that hunger vanishes when we are sick with love and returns after we say the vows, fracturing the food supply, leaving nothing to share. We cannot explain. When words fail, we flail our arms like the shipwrecked, leaping and dancing the calisthenics of rescue to sky and sea, cartoon figures desperate to be saved or understood. When the planes pass overhead, we pick up our rifles, sighting the threat in the crosshairs, glancing at one another to see who'll be the first to pull the trigger. Like swarms of gnats, the winds encircle us, fly into our eyes, our open mouths. We wince and spit. We seek cover to hide away in some place of plain and simple utterance. A trench. A windless, unstrung land without contingent or history, with no before at all. Excuse me, I'm a little froggy here in my post-birthday, So, the next one I'm going to read is a sad poem. It's a poem about loss, and that's enough to say. It's called Without. A while ago, it was the shadow at the window, the rustling you heard under the bed. Now the wind presses in, unsettling the drapes. In come fear and shivering, the cold air, and with them, the certainty you'll never see her again, not on this earth. In the stricken look of the ones who receive your news, you see pity, your own unbelief. You knock fiercely on grief's door, seeking a word, afraid to enter, unwilling to leave. The comforters crowd around, winding the sheet. The ritual unfolds as it must. Soon the line breaks for you. You take your place. The words of the faithful fall at your feet. You step over and around them as others before you have done. One giant step forward. 2, 3, without. And I'm going to read you, finally, I want to take up more than my time. I want to read a little poem about family expressions. And some of them you may be familiar with, especially if you're Southern, as I am, but some of you may from other parts of the world. There are other parts of the world, Family lines. When I left for school with a spot on my shirt, my mother said, "That won't be noticed on a galloping horse." My father in the shower was singing, "Shall we gather at the river?" and never heard me leave the house. "That's enough to make a preacher lay his Bible down," Mother whispered, leaning over the sink as she scrubbed the pot with the frightening news. The Asian War, with the cross of Jesus going on before. My brother was called, not an especially Christian soldier, and shortly afterward, Daddy left the church, provoked by peevish souls and petty grievance, but mostly furious with the Almighty. Melancholy set in, a quotidian darkness we all felt, near and far, grown children not grown, babies of the heart, anxious, turning over glasses of tea at dinner, scorching shirts with a hot iron. Mother said she felt like the dog's hind leg, splitting a silence so thick you could cut it with a knife. Truth is, we couldn't say. Tempers rose. My father had ceased leaning on the everlasting arms. Sweet Jesus, thank you. Sit.